So it's been really, really cool to be pleasantly surprised by the depth and how far it's gone. And I mean, I've got messages from people in different languages. I don't know if they think I speak Korean or Spanish, but I'll get messages in total different languages and I'll have to like type it into Google Translate. But even those are like the same kind of theme, like your record softened my heart, or I felt far from God and now I feel closer. But it's just been really encouraging to see it go way beyond the first or even second level of influence, and not because of proper, marketing or big budgets. I actually haven't spent any money on that, but just seeing God organically and through things that are beyond my understanding or control, seeing the record really go into really far, crazy reaches of the world.
Well, Stevie and I met back in 2003. We were both on the same DTS, Discipleship Training School with YWAM.
Yeah, basically met Stevie about 7 years ago in Australia, doing a program called Discipleship Training School with YWAM in Newcastle, Australia. And pretty much from the moment I met Stevie, he was passionate about music.
My first impressions of Stevie were in the midst of a bunch of absolutely hilarious moments, and this delightful young man won my heart.
I think that his ability to grow beards is really just uncompromising, and just, it's amazing. One of the first times I heard Stevie's music was in at Crown Street when he had this open mic thing that he was running, and I was like, yes, I love this.
Stevie initially invited me and a few others I remember hanging out with him. We went out for coffee, and he was just asking for ideas and input and wanted to just sort of get the ball rolling on the idea of the album.
And at the very end, Stevie was asking my input. So what do you think about all this and the ideas and the vision and recording the album? And all I could think of was, wow, you have a lot of work to do.
So Stevie, he had this great idea to launch this worship album and make it free for the public and free for everyone to listen to.
And so as that moved towards the actual idea of a Kickstarter, I started to get a bit more hands-on involved in the area of the online sort of internet web side of things. And so helped him set up a website and get that going.
I felt to make the goal for this campaign to be $10,000. The way Kickstarter works is you actually need to see 100% of your goal come in.
One thing I really like about Stevie is that he's not a conformist, and when he told me that this album is going to be free, that people can choose whether they want to pay for it, I'm like, man, you are crazy.
From day one of the Kickstarter, every single day you feel like you come into the office and it would be like, wow, it's at $1,000, it's at $2,000, it's at $4,000. It was just like every single day there was some cool faith story of how God was providing for it.
Sound good, Stevie?
4 in the morning
Hey.
there. I'm Jeremiah, man.
Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Stevie, good to meet you.
You too, man. Sounds good.
Thanks. Vocal cords are gone.
Yeah. How long you been going for? Singing.
All day.
Yeah.
Like literally, we didn't do much other stuff today than my vocals.
Yeah, pretty much.
So from like 11:30 to now.
Jeez.
I mean, I didn't go like every moment of the day, but song after song after song. So what is that, 8 hours? 9 hours?
You did a lot of things. I mean, you did all the songs, so.
Show Mikey 56 after this, too.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was listening to some. I don't... It's one thing if you're great musicians to play together, but when you're able to hang out, connect, and just like have fun doing life together, I think there's ingredient X to the music you create that is hard to replicate if you're just kind of coming in there and playing. there's something special behind it when you've been sleeping in the same room, a small room, for the past 10 days that you've been working on the project. You're kind of all invested in it together. Can't get away from each other.
As I thumb through each page, wonder how I'll survive.
You know, I'm producing and engineering this stuff, but it's cool to work on stuff where lyrically and stuff that it touches me, where it's moving as we're recording and stuff. You know, you have to hold back your emotions sometimes, but working on that song, I really felt moved, and of course with the other songs, really the same way. But it's been a good process, and it's ministered to me, honestly, getting to work on this stuff.
And one song in particular stood out to me, and it was called Pour Us Out. And one line in that song really resonated with me and just kind of struck home. It says, without you, I don't want to try and change the world. And for me, that was God being like, come on, I did tell you this. Of course, I want you to be part with me in changing the world for the better. And without God, it's either going to fail or it's not going to be for the better. And I totally want to change the world with God.
Just so grateful that God would use me to reach people through music and through this album and through whatever else He has in the future. So, pretty stoked. Super grateful.
We'll join a song and sing, whoa, whoa, whoa. All the trees of the forest.